Thank you very much, everyone, for making your time. For those who don't know, the company that I run is called as Management. Our objective is to manage businesses' growth and mend their future. We engage with a business's knowledge, the network that a business has, and then we apply a whole bunch of scientific cognition methods. And that solution, in a nutshell, is what we call as management. We are interested in you. We're interested in people like yourself who have it within them to transform the world. You've come here because you've got something in you. You've come here because you believe in yourself. That belief is the most important ingredient of this formula. Going from where you are right now to being the best version of yourself, that is the biggest investment that anybody can make in 2022. And that's what this whole idea is. That's what this whole discussion today is about. Where the first thing that keeps people from achieving greatness, from becoming the best version of ourselves, is direction and drive. If you want to overcome your challenges, if you want to emulate these successful people, the first thing you need to do is know what you want to achieve. Find the direction. Let's learn, as part of the D of desire, let's learn to imagine good things for ourselves. Imagine that weakness that you have just written about just fading away. Question is that the right direction? The thing that you need to work on right now. And this is the beauty of direction. Direction is self-reflecting. You look at something and you find it in your heart, you find it in your guts, the drive to take you to that direction. If you find your drive and your direction aligning, that is the best thing. Find something that becomes the thing you want to change, because once you've found it, you'll be able to find the drive to change it as well. How do I find my direction? This is something that you have to discover for yourself. This is something that has to be important to you. What is the next thing? What do you change once you've found a direction? The second thing that everybody needs to work on is excuses. When somebody has the energy to find excuses to not do something, that attracts me. Now, some of you have already written down the thing you want to change. Write down what are the excuses you're giving yourself. Because you can find 1,000 reasons not to do something. But guess what? You need one good reason to do it. And the only good reason that I can think about right now, regardless of what you want to do, is at the end of that lane, at the end of that journey, is a better version of yourself who has overcome that particular challenge. Look for every excuse that you can find to not change that one direction that you want to change. Write down every reason why you shouldn't do something, and then go ahead and challenge all of those reasons. Challenge all your excuses, because then you'll be limitless. So what do you do then? You've got to look at the steps. You've got to look at how is it that you can achieve this. You've got to know what steps are required to do it. You've got to be able to break it down into measurable, accountable, reasonable steps that you can take. If you really want to be successful, and you at this point are saying that the steps are too easy, then guess what? You need to go back to the direction side of things. You need to go back to the excuses side of things. Then you need to come back to the steps and see whether the steps are incrementally difficult or not. You've got to see whether the steps are going to be challenging or not. You've got to see whether the steps require you to invest or not. Unless you are able to do this in an iterative manner, you have not found yourself the right direction. Unless you are not taking risks, the rewards are going to be very, very small. We've got to now focus on the next 3 steps, which are crucial. If you've got the direction, if you've found the excuses, and you found the steps, what is the next step? Moving very swiftly. At this stage, you've got to find the inspiration. Make serving your inspiration. Find it in your heart to want to be able to do the right for people. Whatever you want to transform, stop selling it. and start serving your market. Because in service, we can create greatness. All of us, all of us have the potential to be great. Find inspiration in service, and it'll be very, very rewarding. Because if you are able to align yourself from the direction to through the excuses into the steps, and if you're able to find the inspiration, my friend, you are about to be unstoppable. And if you are feeling unstoppable, having overcome all of these four stages, and you want to become limitless, you have to identify who you are and which part of you is killing your inspiration, which part of you is draining you of your energy. Because if you are able to do that, trust me, the next two stages are the stages that makes a $10 million company a $100 million company in 3 years, just by trying to identify what are the fallacies that we're living, what are the imposter syndromes that we have to overcome, what is keeping us from creating value, what is keeping us from experiencing greatness. If you're able to find that, you will enjoy the next two steps, because that's where the most famous, most influential, most rich people are able to create incredible amount of service, incredible amount of value, incredible amount of transformation through their relations. That's what the world of success is. Success is a formula of only three things: who you know, what do you know, and how do you use these two things, which is who you know and what you know. Look at your relations, the people you know that can help you to achieve that one thing you want to change. Look at what you know about how you can achieve those results. And trust me, if you have managed to overcome those excuses and identify the steps, you will find that these two things are the secret sauce, the secret formula to make that change happen. If you are doing this as a scientific method, if you are writing it down, you will now see all of your D-E-S-I coming together in the R. You will see alignment taking place from all the way to the top to this point, because if you don't know somebody, and if you don't know how to achieve that thing, that is the thing you need to fix first. That has to be the first investment you are willing to make. That has to be the first thing that you will change today. If you are able to identify these things and able to look at who is it that you need to know and what is it that you need to learn, that is going to now cement everything that you have seen so far. That's 50% of relations. That's 50% of your success formula. What's the remaining 50%, you ask? That's this, what's going on right now. Making sure that you are in the company of achievers, company of doers, company of influencers. You're constantly increasing your circle of influence, which we call as coin. If you do everything else, and even if you find yourself constantly engaging and creating those things that you want to work on, but you don't put yourself in the right company, you will sabotage, or you will find a way to sabotage what's going on, because you cannot keep going once you have fallen. You need somebody to pick you up. And that's what these very highly successful, ultra high rich billionaires are doing. They constantly keep themselves in the company of these high achievers and doers. That's the remaining 50% of the success formula, the company you keep. So start following the right people. Start keeping company of people that can really teach you something. Let's make sure that we give ourselves the 100% formula of relationship. Keep yourself in golden circles. Find the right people and make sure that you follow them. As intelligent as we can get, as successful as we can become, we need to get out of the trap of creating value for somebody else. We need to find ourselves being able to do things that create results for us. And that's where the last element of the desire model comes in, which is these, and I'm sorry I keep saying rich, but that's the reality. They're not just successful, they've created immense wealth for themselves and for their families. It's it's a rich mentality. It's a rich mindset. It's a mindset that I will I will not save, I will invest. I'll just give you a number over here from our clients. 23% of all our clients are investing a large portion of their earnings in things that we don't invest in when everything is going well. But when disruption happens, during COVID, for example, more than 40% are investing when there is a disruption. They are able to take these decisions because they are aligned to the point where they are empowered to execute. They empower themselves to be able to execute. They plan and prepare for the next disruption. They plan and prepare for when everybody else becomes fearful, they go out there and they make the most of their time and their wealth. They prepare themselves in advance of what's going on, and they do that by first empowering themselves, by having the right mindset, by knowing what steps to take, by knowing what obstacles to overcome, by knowing what company to keep. And when they keep this company, they not only prepare themselves to be growing when everything is going well, they prepare themselves to grow exponentially when things are not going well. When you and I are scared and we are worried, these guys are doing much, much better than anybody else. If you really want to become limitless, if you really believe that you have greatness in you, you've got to look at taking that first step of identifying what you want to change and taking yourself all the way to the point where you're empowered through this method to be able to take that step, to be able to do that action. Because with big action comes big momentum, and that creates big results, and big results create big impact. And guess what? Big impact creates big money. We've got to find it in ourselves to have the desire to transform. If we cannot find the desire to transform, if we do not find the drive and the direction, we will never transform. That's what the model is. But once again, each and every one of you is already a winner because you're here. You have it in you to transform yourself and transform the world around you. And here is the model that works. So go ahead and use it. Use it to your advantage. I believe there is greatness in all our lives, and you have it in you to become great. Thank you very much for joining today. And I will be putting out this video. I will share it with everybody else as well. And we will have the next session, which will not look at the desire model, but look at the search model. Some of you might be wanting to, just expand your reach and impact in your work environment, in your offices. Feel free to join that session as well. But it's been great having you all. Thank you very much, and take care, everybody.